All right, everybody, welcome to the show. This is the Auntie Uncle Show, and this is our first show. And one of the brothers we're bringing on right now has his own show. It is called Soundproof Hunger Room. I apologize, that brother. Is that It's a great show. It's been going on for a while now, and when I thought about my first guest, I thought about Shine, and his show brings about a lot of provocative ideas and thoughts. So he was my first guest I thought about bringing on, and right now we're going to bring him up in a minute. But I'm going to talk about this show right now. This show is about the black family and how it was ripped apart, and it was ripped apart from within. The decisions we make, but we was so young. When I say we, I mean our parents, and our parents was given things that separated us. And we're gonna play some videos in our debate, me and Sean's debate or talk, because I'm quite sure there's some things that we agree upon, and there's some things that we can bounce our ideas off or thoughts off each other. So, with that said, we're gonna bring them on. Soundproof Hunger Room. We're gonna leave that in the comments, and please subscribe to their channel because I'm telling you, it is a treat. I love listening to that channel. So right now we're gonna bring on Shine, College Park Shine. That's what we call him. But right now it's Uncle Shine because I'm Uncle Kurt. So let's bring him up. Welcome, Shine. Welcome to the show.
What's happening? What's happening? Appreciate you for having me on.
No doubt, man. Love having you. Man. So we're gonna start off in the beginning, man. One of the reasons I chose you because our backgrounds are similar. We are from the same generation. I'm 49, and how old are you?
44.
44. So we grew up in the same generation,
Hmm.
in the same era. So
Right.
that being said, I grew up with a mom and dad. My mom and dad have been married all my life. They have passed now. And have your mom and dad been married all your life?
No,
Okay.
my mom and dad uh, separated my senior year in high school and got a divorce maybe 3 or 4 years later. So, but they were married my entire childhood.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay. All right. Now, with that said, do you think them being married contribute to your success?
Definitely, definitely. Growing up, it's amazing how your adult eyes are different from your child eyes. Your adult ears are different from your child ears. Growing up, um, you just see, you have a two-parent household and you take it for granted. I'll say that. You just kind of say that's the norm. That's what it's supposed to be. But as you get older and you see other kids that didn't have that same opportunity or that same privilege, and you start to see how it affects how they move within their life and how they value certain things or don't value certain things, it becomes very apparent that uh, having a two-parent household is almost a luxury, and it gives you a leg up in society and in the way that you move. That's in the functional. I'm not saying all of them are great like that, but in one that's functioning and proper, yeah, definitely, I could see the difference.
Okay, cool, cool. Because I saw the same thing too. To see my dad come home every day and see my dad wake up and see how my dad dealt with adversity. Um, like you say, we didn't notice it then, but now that we're grown and we controlling households, we see the patience. Sometimes you're like, dang, why is this guy talking so slow to me? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into the first video. The first video is about how it began, and we look at how our families or our culture survived through slavery and post-slavery, and how we stayed together through those horrible things. But what really broke us up is, um, I want to say, the women independence or the concept of their independence.
Mhm.
And we was complicit. When I say we, I mean black men viewed it as a positive thing because we had daughters, and we was put in situations where we didn't have jobs, and it's not all their fault that situations happens. happened. But we're gonna get into the first video. I call it the beginning. In this video, it talks about. Oh, well, first I want to ask you, when you think about the projects or those projects that was high rises, uh, what's your idea of what a project is? Is it a safe, clean place, or is it whatever you think it is? Well, that's the question. How do you view the projects?
Well, of course, I'm from the South. I'm from Atlanta. We didn't
Uh-huh.
have high rises, so let me start you there. But we did have projects, and so when I think about the projects, I think about it's the hood. Um, no grass, uh, a whole lot of people in a small place. Uh, Basically, a ghetto mentality. So yeah, it wasn't something that was desirable. We'll put it like that.
Right, right, right. So, in this video, we're going to show, I'm going to show, is that in the beginning, going to a project was a good thing because they called the black neighborhood before projects the slums. And like I said, it's not totally a woman's fault because s- a large number of men was complicit with the idea of saying. I remember a time my dad, they came from Mississippi and they moved to Detroit. My dad came to Detroit. Well, how I understand the story is that my uncle went first, his older brother, he brought him, and then once he got settled in, he sent for my mom. Very noble idea, but not but. In this video, I can see where in that era of my dad's era is that their neighborhood was considered the bottom of the bottom or a slum, and the state offered them a place of per se beauty because in our generation, the projects wasn't a beautiful place. But as we all know, things look beautiful when they're new. The projects and high rises were new. Um, just like you said in the South, y'all didn't have high rises, but y'all had projects. But in our generation, we never saw a new project. So in my parents' generation, they saw a new projects, places where in the video it talks about there was no rats, it wasn't a slum. So a man might say, "Hey, I want to send my children here until I can get things right." But the problem is things never got right. So we're gonna go to the video and
Is a Chicago housewife, mother of 6 children. Before urban renewal, she lived in a slum. Now she inhabits a new world, a world of concrete and glass. It is clean and free of rats. Her new home has heat in the winter and rows of open galleries to catch the summer breeze. Like many other residents of Robert Taylor Homes, Mrs. White knows that the project is, physically, a vast improvement over the slums. Yet, like other tenants, she feels that within the project's great high-rise buildings, she is struggling with a new enemy.
Anyone that is passing a high-rise project and looking in from the outside, it seems like a beautiful home, a clean home, and a lovely place to live in. But I live inside of a high-rise in Chicago, and I know the atmosphere that I am living in. There's so many people in the high-rising. There are 10 families to a floor. There are 154 to 56 families to one building. To each family, there are from 2 to 10 children. You go out to get groceries, you come up on the elevator. You have to wait 10, 15, 20 minutes before.
The chairman of the Housing Authority is Charles Swibel.
We at the Chicago Housing Authority have interpreted the rules and regulations in regard to public housing to mean that we are to provide safe, decent, and sanitary housing, which means good housing, but not luxurious housing. Some of the individual complaints that I, as well as the people on the outside, have heard about the people, the residents, not being able to paint walls, not being able to hang pictures on the walls, are a slight over-exaggeration. We do give our tenants now a choice of 5 colors. This is an evolution. You must remember that these people have come out of slums. They have brought with them some of the slum-bred ideas, some of the slum-bred hostilities. In regard to hanging a picture on the wall, all we ask of them is that they notify the manager so we can give them the proper hook. We don't want to make it so comfortable and so ideal for them that they wish to remain in public housing.
Okay, we back. Now, with that video, we seen how the projects was quote unquote a beautiful place. But me and Sean generation, that project didn't exist for us. It was a place of pain and struggle, gangs, drugs, and so on. But remember, um, it wasn't the woman's fault to try to get her family to safety. And it's just like being caught in a trap, you know. In order to get somebody in a trap, you got to put something they want in it. You know what I'm saying? And the projects presented something that was safe at the time. So we're gonna bring back Sean and get his opinions on that on the video. And here we go. Let me bring him back in. Hey, hey, Sean, how's it going, brother? So we back to the video. So the question I have for you is that how do you think that the new way of trapping or keeping male and female, black males and females apart, do you think the projects was a trap?
Definitely. First off, we got to look at the people that created this system. It wasn't us.
Hmm.
So, and let's look at the time when it was happening. They didn't want us to be around them. They didn't want us to live amongst them. So why not pile them all up together and put them in areas where um, they'll have to deal with each other all the time in small, confined spaces,
Mm,
um, which would cause dissent from the inside, you know, and that's just going to continue to move in that fashion, which, in my eyes, America has done racially at every corner, every chance that they get. So it takes us to be stronger within ourselves and within our family structure to want to get past that and move above that. And so, of course, we have to work extra harder and be smarter and move in a fashion to where we can take care of our own. But they're not going to lay it out for us. We got to make it happen on our own. So from that video, you could see where um, it started out like you were saying. It started out as, oh, it's beautiful, this and that. But then when you put every you got 100 families in one building. That's come on, man. That's you're gonna have some problems. And then a lot of times those places don't take care of those facilities like they should. And I say in today's society, they do the same thing. It's just on a more subtle uh, in the most subtle way when it comes down to economics. So I could speak on like my dad would tell me when he moved into his neighborhood, he was one of the first black family. We were one of the first black families to live there. And by the time I was of age to even remember, the whole neighborhood was black. So a lot of times when we move into, when we strive to be better and we move into a certain area, the white people will move away. And then later on, what's happening now here in Atlanta is gentrification, where those old houses and things of that nature, people can't that's living there can't afford them, or they're barely affording them. You get white people to want to come back in, they throw a whole bunch of money into those houses in that area. And then those people that if you sold your house for pennies on a dollar, there's no way you can get back in there now. And now again, here come the white people. And it's a vicious cycle that continues to go. So
okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Now that we are in 2023, yeah, 2023, is that attitudes has changed and things have become more logical than it was back then. I'm not saying attitudes are not still sticking around, but let's look at the attitudes that evolved into entitlement. Now, right now, I'm gonna show a video of a woman, which it's not a it's not the majority of our women that seemed entitled to Section 8. And men are too, some men are too, but it's a large number of black women. No, no, in this video. No, I'm gonna be more specific because I don't want to blame Section 8 on black women. But as Americans in general, Section 8 has become more of once I get to Section 8, I arrived. But that being said, because once you get Section 8, you have to qualify for it. And that qualification, and like you said about how your family moved into a neighborhood and the people that seen your family as a problem, they moved away. And that being said, in this video I'm going to show, she mentioned how she has Section 8 and she deserved to live like everyone else. But the question is, the entitlement comes in at is where everybody else, be it be black or white, Chinese or Arab, is that family structure stayed together and they or even single mothers that or single fathers that work hard to stay where they staying at, and you come in with or people anybody with Section 8 comes in and they're getting their rent help. They're getting rent, they're getting help with their rent, just put it that way. The question is, society or people that can afford to live where they live at, their pushback is, or their caveat is, well, let's make it hard for a person that get their rent subsidized to live among us.
Excuse me, who's the director of this Section 8 office?
Miss Connor,
Miss Connor, is she available?
she's here.
May you see if she available? She got to explain to me what Section 8 because ain't none. Ain't none. How the hell you got to make 3 times the rent, but when you make 3 times the rent, you don't qualify for Section 8. Every apartment you call, they say you got to have a credit score like this or you got to make 3 times the rent. But if you make 3 times the rent, you don't qualify for Section 8. You overly paid. You don't need them. See what I'm saying? You gonna help me understand why I got a Section 8 voucher and I've been in the shelter for 3 months.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not hearing this. Oh, you got accepted in January. I don't got no emails, and I got a screenshot saying that I'm still on the list.
Wow, sus, you cutting up.
No, they do this all the time. That's why I've been staying on them because everybody already warned me about how to get down.
Wow. I just got chills. I don't even know if you can see. I just got chills because I'm tired of it.
I'm homeless out here. Don't have time to play games.
Exactly. Super homeless. They need to come down here. Now I'm going to go get my Chicago people to rally with me if they don't do something now. My social caseworker, the Camarina lady told me, well, it's called voucher choice, your choice, you find somewhere. I said, well, ma'am, you need to point me in a direction because I done called every single county y'all got out here and everybody is saying 3 times the rent. Only ones that ain't saying it is in the middle of the hood. I'm a mother of 4 kids. I'm not going to move my kids to get shot.
All right, Sean, the video, we just seen it. Okay, give me your take on why do you think she felt entitled to stay somewhere where everybody paid full price?
I know a lot. I used to know a lot of these women that I just saw, because they're used to seeing the finished product and not what it takes to get there. And everybody feels entitled, like you said earlier. Everybody feels entitled to have the best of, or at least to live like everybody else. But these folks don't want to do the work. If you don't want to do the work and understand what it takes, and I think that's what the problem is. If they've never seen somebody that had to do the work to be self-sufficient and to be able to take care of a family, they always look at it from a perspective of somebody was helping and somebody was always lending a hand here, they almost expect that.
Mm.
So if you're coming from a place of entitlement or codependency, you're gonna always feel like that at whatever level you get to, that somebody's gonna be there to help you. So if you never get to an independent state, and I mean independent of being able to take care of your own without somebody else having to help you, then you're gonna feel like you're supposed to have what everybody else has without doing the work, especially if you never seen somebody do the work to get it done. So yeah, I used to know a lot of women like that. And what's funny is I ask you this: you ever knew a guy that was on Section 8?
Man, they like, good question, man. It's like, do you know anybody that ever got a United Negro College Fund scholarship? No, it's like, they don't,
Yeah, it's a
man.
good.
No shots to the United Negro College Fund, but
Right.
it's not, didn't know nobody. But I don't know any guys, but I'm quite sure they out there though. They out there somewhere,
Mm.
like
Because
unicorns.
I know a lot of them, a lot of the women, they can have men stay there at the houses if they had it. If they found out a man was there, they were snatching the program from them.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So we're gonna move into the latter part of the show. Let's talk about child support because um, having money assistance is going away. You know, our country can't afford it anymore. What, you know, we need able bodies to work, or we need families to be together and consolidate our resources as a family. And single people, it's hard to be single. Not hard. It's hard financially to be single with children. I can say that because, you know, being
with
single by
children.
yourself.
Okay.
What do you say?
You said with children, because I was
Children,
looking at you sideways when you said
yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but that being said, single with children is hard, you know. And one of the things I think, like how we grew up, two people, you know, people say, why get married, you know, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole different topic. So right now, the next video I'm gonna show is the child support system. Now, I don't want to speak on my situation because my situation is a unicorn situation. When I say a unicorn situation, I'm divorced, and I got a judgment where I get child support, but that's a whole different topic. But I don't want to say it's only a female thing, but in the video, I'm not going to explain the video. I'm going to let the people watch it.
Miss Randall, you said that you wanted to move to Houston. Why do you think you should be allowed to go to Houston?
I had wanted to start over and be closer to my family. I have family out there, which I have family out here too, where I'm at as well. But the family that I'm closer to is out there in Houston, and I would like to be closer and just, you know, better opportunities a little bit. So that's why I wanted to move.
Well, that may be. The problem is that Mr. Everett is entitled to time with Journey. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And if I let you move to Houston, then that's going to have a negative impact on Mr. Everett's ability to spend time with Journey, because based on his work schedule, he might find it difficult trying to go back and forth to see the child if he has to go all the way to Houston and pick up the child. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Well, you heard the figures, Miss Randall, $1,435. Do you think that's what I said I would set child support at? I mean, Mr. Everett had said something when we got started on this hearing that he thought you and he had worked something out. Did y'all work out a figure for child support?
Yes, but we did work something out. But now that I'm listening, and you guys went over the wages and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm still like, kind of, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So, yeah.
I get it.
You
That's
get
fine.
it. You
I
get
do.
it.
I get it. Miss Randall, is there anything else about this case you think I need to know about before I make a ruling?
I had a few other I had a few other questions. Well, not any other questions. So he do have visitation, like you can come. Do I have to stay here, or like do I have to stay here in Port Arthur?
Yes, ma'am, you do. Does that mean
Really?
are you, Miss Randall? That doesn't mean that you can't travel, but the child will live in Jefferson County or a county that touches Jefferson County unless Mr. Averett agrees to allow you to move or the district judge agrees to allow you to move. That's the problem that you have when you have a child that's born in this county.
So he have to visit her with. He don't have to.
Nope. I give him the rights to see the child, Miss Randall, but I can't force him to be a good dad. I can force him to pay the child support and I can force him to pay the medical support, but I can't force him to be a good parent. I don't have that ability. It's way outside the realm of what I can do. Okay?
Okay. I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
So since I can't move, how the young lady that I spoke to earlier, she asked me that I want to do back pay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I pick a certain amount of back pay that I would like to do?
No, ma'am. Do you think that Mr. Averett should pay you retroactive child support?
Mommy, let's finish. Let's finish. I just spit out. Whoa. You okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not what you said before. Before you said you didn't want back child support in this case because you didn't think that Mr. Averett could afford it. Now you're changing your mind in regards to that?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think now that you should get retroactive child support after you've already said that you didn't want it?
Because he won't. Because I'm trying to work. Okay, this is why I feel some type of way. Because I don't like holding nothing in. But I'm trying to work with him. I'm working with him, and I'm trying to do what's best for my daughter at the same time. So I'm working with him and trying to do what's best for Journey. I need him to work with me as well too.
Okay.
And I don't feel like he's working with me right now. He's not saying enough. I need him, and I know he's listening to me. I need him to say.
Well, I mean, again, Miss Randall, I don't think that there's anyone in this courtroom that's going to be able to alleviate your fears as far as what Mr. Averett may or may not do in the future. I just, whether he tells you or doesn't tell you that he's going to be a good dad for Journey, that's his personal decision that he's going to have to make.
Can I speak now, or?
I was just making sure. Is that all you need? That everything that you wanted me to hear, Miss Randall?
Yes, right now at the moment, yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Averett. Is there anything else you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
Yes. We did talk about she was going to waive the back child support. For whatever reason, she done changed her mind because of the living conditions. You know, she done waived it. She done said she wants the back child support. I don't, God forbid, what that's going to be. But anyway, Deja has already moved to Houston. And I disagree with the fact that I disagree with the fact that she's already.
I need to get this addressed right now. Is that true, Miss Randall? Have you already moved to Houston?
I have, and then I have not moved there.
Miss Randall, that's a pretty simple question, and it only requires a yes or no answer. Do you or do you not live in Houston?
No, I don't. I don't stay there.
What is your current address?
My current address is 3.
Just give me the city and the street.
Okay, 311 North Vista Drive.
And where is that? What city?
Houston, Texas, Harris County. Houston,
Okay.
Harris.
Thank you, Ms. Randall. Is there anything further from the state of Texas?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Overstreet, your case is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There will be no child support. There will be no medical support. There will be no visitation. There will be no finding that Mr. Averett is the father. The mother has moved and changed residences to Harris County. And if a new lawsuit will have to be filed in this case, it will have to be filed in Harris County.
Can you repeat that, sir?
I've denied the state's motion for child support, medical support, visitation, and custody of the child, Ms. Randall. You no longer live in Jefferson County, and therefore this county no longer has jurisdiction to hear your case.
I stay.
You will have to have it, Ms. Randall. Ms. Randall, you don't get to have all of it.
Let's talk about the video. Now, with that video, it was hard to watch because I have seen a lot of men get destroyed over child support. And in no way I'm saying men shouldn't support their children, but is that the new welfare? And of course, you've seen the video after she got a judgment of $1,400. Can you imagine if somebody supplemented your income $1,400 a month? What can you do with $1,400? Now, mind you, you still have a child to take care of, so I totally understand. So, but with that said, in the video we just seen, when she seen that she was getting all that, well, that amount, she asked for back child support, and she wanted to leave and move 4 hours away. Now, to give some background about this video, because of course I edited it, so to make it shorter because it was longer. This man was married, and she was a side chick, and she got pregnant. So I'm not saying he a good guy. I'm not saying things that you do have consequences, and him having to pay $1,400 is one lesson to watch what you're doing and who you do it with. And with that said, but just to stick to the video, is that after she seen that how much money she got and how that can change her life, and she can work all she wants to and she still get $1,400. That's like a new beginning. But she got greedy. She got greedy, as you see in the video. She got greedy. So we're gonna bring back Sean and get his opinion on that. Sean, you seen the video?
Yeah. I saw the video. Where do I begin? First off, like you said, the guy was married. This is a side chick. So let's look at the power of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when you do wrong, you're gonna get done wrong. You feel me?
It's true. It's true.
So the brother knew he was wrong. But he was doing what he had to do, trying to take care of what he did. And the young lady was just, I guess what they say, you sleep with dogs, you end up with fleas, right?
Yes,
So
I agree.
she was trying to get everything she could and was lying in the process. She was happy when she was up. And then when he told her everything about her already being moved and this and that, she didn't know what to do. The problem is that, and I won't even say the problem, a lot of times, especially in different states, the court is always going to be more lenient to the woman, because 9 times out of 10, the woman is going to have the child. In some cases, like I said, you ended up with child support, and I'm sure you had to go through hoops to get that done.
Yeah.
But when the woman step in there for a man to get child support, the most of the time the judges are ready to just get him whatever. They're gonna look at the paperwork and say, "Hey, this was happening. This is what we're gonna do. Y'all have a good day." before they even hear the man's side of what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, in those cases, the court is always on the side of the woman for the most part when it comes to child support, because usually the women that have it. But then that will bring women to want to have that, and we talked about earlier, that entitlement. Like, no, you need to do this, you need to do that. As far as the money is concerned, I still don't understand how these athletes and actors and actresses have these child support numbers that's basically the cost of my house every month. I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, but that's just the way the court system works, and I guess they say you should be able to uphold the lifestyle that you had if you were there. So, luckily for me, I haven't had it. I've had friends that had to pay child support and things of this nature, and we regular folk. So, they just do a
He's a
couple of
regular
hours of overtime and they were straight. But the court system usually leans in the favor of the woman. So you have, and in any situation, you got good people, you got bad people. And
True.
so I'm not going to sit here and say all women are bad, all women go in there and want to knock the man upside the head. I've seen some women that say, just give me the bare minimum what we need in order to subsidize what you would be doing if you was here. You
Mm.
know, I've heard on the opposite end, I've heard women that every time they checking up on him, if they know that he got a pay raise, they're going back to the court to get some more money up out of it.
Mm.
So you got the good and bad on that situation, and he got him a bad one. But like I said, you sleep with dogs, you're gonna end up with fleas. So
I love it, man. I love it, man. So we're gonna end the show, and trust me, Sean will be back. And remember, Soundproof Hunger Room. The link is in the description. And trust me, man, you won't get disappointed with their show. It's upbeat. A lot of comedy goes on. The 16th, Big
18th,
Ralph, 15th,
18th,
18th, the 18th, man.
Right, he
Sorry about
probably
that,
gonna
Ralph.
fight you when he sees
I
you.
know. This guy, man, we're gonna have him on. Same
Yeah,
topic.
we
This is
wait
a
for you to
topic.
come back. We wait for you to come back through too. Do what you do.
I appreciate it, man. I love
Oh
doing
yeah,
that,
for
man.
sure.
So we're gonna end the show, and Sean will be back, and members of the Soundproof Hunger Room will be back too. But this show, I'm gonna bring it home for a second. This show and this topic, I'm going to be asking a lot of people their opinions, because we had Sean's opinion, you got my opinion, but we want to hear from you, your opinion. So please inbox me and say, "Hey, Kurt, I want to give my opinion on these topics," because I'm not right all the time, and it's only my opinion. So this is the Auntie Uncle Show. So we're gonna have some aunties on here. Right now, we had two uncles talking. And please tune in, hit the like button, share with people, get it going. And we see you next time. Peace.